for an original song.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Old City Leviathan. We're on episode 8. Well, part 8. Behemoth. Is there anything here? My father's
I
show.
remember the exact moment. I remember the slight touch of ocean air passing over my skin as I stared aimlessly into the afternoon sky. It's interesting how, though generally more depressing, I actually preferred a cloudy sky to a clear one. Two vast expanses of blue separated do not have that quality of diversity that a more speckled display boasts. This is not to say that a cloudy sky is wholly unfortunate, because there were moments amidst the grey that I learned to dwell in. I learned to live in the moments where the heavens would tear through the sky as if digging through dirt, creating little bursts of pastel light in the otherwise desaturated gloom. It's as if clouds are nothing but a frame. I wonder if without them, happiness would turn into a flat portrait of stagnation.
Alrighty then. That's a thing. Let's continue on. A city, it looks like. So we've gone into a. Let me read it. Put aside Leviathan. Explore your dreams until the world fades and progress is maintained. So what exactly is Leviathan? We claim to have it inside of us in this game, but we are learning that it's not the one talking to us. So, what exactly is it? The skies look dark now. This looks like a definitely interesting area. We have a pathway and a pathway down. Let's keep to the pathway down. You know what would be great? Running ability. Nothing here but a chance to stare at the moon. Wow, that actually looks really cool. It almost looks like the moon is a head and the clouds are like a body with wings. That's just what I see. Let me know what you guys see in the comments. So I guess we just go up this path. I guess those are trees, because trees only seem to be the thing that shine. We're getting music and stuff, so unfortunately, you guys may not have to hear. You may not be able to hear the music because it seems like it's all copyrighted, which means sadly it has to be removed, which really sucks because it's really nice. Very foreboding. Makes you think something is gonna happen. It's interesting how these pathways seem to lead to such strange places. Have we been here before? Or are things just starting to look very much the same? Stalactites and stalagmites. And a giant creature. Huh. Well, hello, creature. You're a minotaur. Huh. There's no other ways to go. Seems to be asleep. Oh. Well, we couldn't interact with it at all. Curiouser and curiouser. And that squeak you guys heard was my cat. I don't know if you guys can hear him too well on the mic, but he's meowing hello. Oh, and since we've already gone to level 9, let's just keep going. Oh, do we not start off with a mountain of text? Awesome. So now we're in a subway tunnel?
We're almost there, Leviathan. The final step between me and the old city's upon us. I wish I could take you along.
So are we to lose Leviathan? The old city seems like it may be to 2nd Street, New York? What does this mean the old city is? Curiouser and curiouser the more we go. Payphones? So a subway, a proper one.
Will you remember me? After all, I could never forget you. And how can I even begin to thank you for all that you've done for me? You protected me from a world that I was too weak to bear. But now the distant shores of another reality are calling me home. To something I've never seen before. A dangerous and unpredictable world lies ahead of me. But I'm ready to let loose the sails.
Can we go up ladders? We cannot go up ladders. Oh, I forgot we have the ability to jump. Not much of a jump, but it's a jump. Just wanna sail, travel in style. So the old city is our modern city? Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. It started when I was a child. I'm sure it started just after I began to ask questions. I asked them over and over until my poor parents were forced to resort to the arbitrary certainties. Why, I asked, why, over and over. I wanted to regress until I hit a point where I said so was only an acceptable answer. It was at that moment, that small moment of parental authority, that I felt safe for the most bizarre and unfortunate turn of events. I felt downward into the acceptance of an end to regression. But the good was never perfect, was it? All I wanted was the good. I wanted to maintain my happiness, my contentment, even if it was born of a less than ideal perspective. But what is an ideal perspective anyway? What is the perfection that I should have latched on to? That's just the fun of it, isn't it? It isn't real, it's a dream. My dear reader, the ideal was never real, and it was never within my grasp. To even attempt to reach it would have destroyed my happiness. The child in me could not handle this. However so I rejected the ideal. I wanted to remain safe. Yes, and I did so until it happened. Okay.
My father once recited a poem to me about an older world. I believe it was called Dover Beach. I can still remember the imagery, just the words that escape me. We stood at the shoreline, waves crashing in, each wave eroding yet another piece of what I once believed. I think my father saw what was happening to me. He saw the dwindling of my dreams, the death of discovery. I can no longer rely on ABBA to build my dreams back up. Left with nothing, I convinced myself that there were no dreams.
Alrighty then. It happened. I fell. I began to defend my happiness with arbitrary walls made of certainty and realism. I created rules and structures that only had the effect of caging me in something entirely arbitrary. I did this all for the sake of happiness. Yes, as the others began to encroach on my cage, the dwellers with differing perspectives, I became more vigilant in my defense until I was villainous. I harmed anyone who dared challenge my sight. Feminist. Of course I was never a dweller. I never had their communal spirit. Even from the start of the end, I was called a minotaur. That was simply due to my misanthropy. However, and it had hardly anything to do with my desire for the inland, although it is true that their communal tendencies tended to make it difficult to break out of their cage. But I dare say it isn't impossible. At first I thought the inland was a farce. I had been told by the few other minotaurs that I had seen that it was some sort of center for enlightenment amidst our fallen world. The dwellers who had spoken to me on the subject had a far less optimistic understanding. Then again, why would they need enlightenment when certainty already exists? Minotaurs have the advantage of being self-deprecatory. I can say the word. That is to say, when you have no true arrogance manifested in certainty, you'll latch on to any anchor you find. It was the same for me. It seems as I eventually adopted the notion that the inland held the answers, I also began to feel as though I had none. Whee! My desperation grew as I lost all sense of truth. I began to feel my sight fading, and the thoughts of suicide crept in. I had truly hit the bottom of the broken progression. This was an especially unfortunate place to be in, as it then became impossible to see the upward tangent. The leap becomes obscured by void, and there doesn't appear to be any progression at all. I do not fucking know. But there's a glowy box. So we got some more of Solomon's notes. Papers, but no more for us to read. So let's continue on, shall we? Another open area. But still we move on alone with only Leviathan in our belly. So truly, who is it that is speaking? Which one of us is in control? And what the hell is the point of all of this? Let's continue further into this. We are so close to the end that you can just taste it, right? But then I do wonder if the other... But that's a wall. Apparently my character decided for a second he wanted to kind of exit. I can't interact with that. So I suppose we have no choice but to take the exit. I suppose we'll go upwards. I keep forgetting we can do a little itty bitty jump. Teeny bitty baby jump. Itty bitty baby jumps. Itty bitty baby jumps get me stuck on things. I wonder why they gave us an itty bitty baby jump. Pathway there. Pathway there. I believe we're going this way. There's 3 pathways. Let's go straight. Sharon Station. Didn't we already come from here? Well, is this not the way we've already been? What? Let's try the side. Unless that's just a different path. Curiouser and curiouser. No, we've been here. So let's go this way. So now we're going in a circle. But why? Did I get turned around somewhere? I don't think so. So you do eventually go through the whole map, I guess, and you just don't even realize it, maybe. You're telling me to go this way. Even though you're telling me to go that way, I want to go this way and see.
Here it is.
Oh, God damn it, don't scare
The
me.
leap. Goodbye, my old friend.
Goodbye. Ten.
Final dream before the new is to be trusted, then all life follows the pattern of broken progression. Some call it redemptive history, still others call it galvanization, yet the trajectory is undoubtedly the same. We exist on a familiar shoreline, with the waters lapping at our feet. We look back and see an explored and thus frozen world. Then, as if subconsciously recognizing the need for change, we dive into a prison of even further inactivity. My prison was my only friend, it seems, but even he saw fit to spit me upon a new shore.
Life? New dimension? A new game? That's an interesting thing to have. Looks like there are 2 people there. Hey, does that mean there are 2 living people? Could it be?
I won't lie, I do miss Leviathan. It wasn't his fault that I was a parasite. But was he necessary at all? After being cast out, was devolution in his stomach the appropriate next step? Why couldn't I have simply washed ashore to the old city?
What? What? Game. Whoa! Game lost its shit for 2 seconds. Did I pick the wrong path?
Perhaps Leviathan existed for me to discover him, even if that which I explored was my prison. Perhaps I simply needed to see the stagnation before evolving.
I'm still so very confused. Baby steps. Baby jump. Baby jump. So, what does this have to do with the whale? Are we Jonah who was spit out by the whale?
When I was a child, I was given a rowboat. I wanted to sail, so the universe built me a galleon. How unfortunate that, when I got older, I no longer wished to explore.
Let's, game. I don't know why you're freaking out so suddenly. Well, we've left Leviathan. Definitely a nice pathway. This wasn't what I was expecting the old city to look like, if we are indeed in the old fish. It is a nice statue. Let's see. Something seems to be lit up brightly and shimmering, so let's head that way.
I am going to explore again. I'm going to board my vessel and sail into an unknown world to dream all the more. I'll leave this dream behind to feel the sand of other shores in my hand and let it loose as I travel inward towards newness. First, however, I'll make one last dive into abyss.
Hmm. Leviathan. Are we underwater?
Here lies my captor, the great sleeping fish. My foundation's been disintegrated. I'm left with nothing but void. However, the baby of belief need not be thrown out with the bathwater of certainty. An assertion from an assumption is still an assertion, making any deduction from that foundation subject to critique. I may not be able to deduce from a place that I know to be true, but that which I deduce from my dreams must still be compatible with itself.
I've all but given up. I'm guessing Leviathan has eaten the city and that we live within it. That's all I can figure out. If anybody else knows the answers, feel free to leave them in the comments. Let's continue on. It is rather beautiful, though.
I think I was wrong. Dover isn't where my dreams died. It's where one dream took over. I dreamt that I had no dreams. I dreamt that Dover smothered my belief with certainty. In truth, a truth that I cannot know, Dover ran red. The dream of realism created a monopoly of comfortable stagnation that held me hostage until I could do nothing but cling to Leviathan's innards for safety. My belief was not truly killed, it was captured. One belief was deemed more true than another, and I convinced myself that I was correct. I convinced myself that I could be correct. What if this dream's monopoly was disintegrated? What if I could explore a multiplicity of dreams, never quite knowing which ones are a reality? Truth must be compatible with itself, but what happens when truth is unattainable?
Well, we saw the Minotaur statue again. So, are we inside a fish? Or what is exactly going on? We know we're underwater. I have no idea what's going on.
Solomon saw the illusion for what it was. He saw that the lack of dreams was a dream itself. His downfall was in his pessimism, however. He saw the manifesting process of dreams to be too slow. Of course it is, my dear Solomon. The dreams will never manifest in our lifetime, but that's where they have their worth. The dream, the ideal, is an object whose grasp should never be fully achieved. It is in the desire for the object that our true desire should lie. We should desire to desire, and in presenting the ideal to a fallen world, we will make incremental steps towards perfection as the eschaton approaches. One giant leap for a man, one small step for mankind, Solomon.
Alrighty. Let's see. One giant leap from man, one small step for mankind. The Minotaurs are talking. Why do they only have one eye? Do Minotaurs only have one eye? I thought they had two. I don't remember. Is this a pathway? No? Okay. Look like it must be. Just need to keep going this way. That is really cool. Gonna mess with your perspective. Again, run function would be amazing. Two pathways. Let's see what this pathway leads. A Minotaur talking to a person?
The Dweller's dreams could function within themselves, from their foundation, as long as the factions recognize that foundation as a dream. What point would there be in conflict if the dreams cannot truly be controlled? They have their dreams, and they cannot assert which is superior. So why not sail?
So, leave because none of them are superior? Alrighty. So if we don't pick any of the three, we just keep going. Up the winding path. Definitely very nice. Haven't we been here before? 3 different pathways. A Minotaur sitting alone. So, are we the Minotaurs? I am so confused. Just hop around in our. Well, we kind of got a bigger step now. I don't think we want to fall down there. Let's keep going upwards. Definitely a really pretty setting. Top of the Minotaur. Wait, we've already been here. Wait, why are we going backwards? What? Why are we going? What's going on? Or is that just another statue?
I would tell myself that the real world has shown itself like a clear blue sky, spotless in its vast and flat nature. I tricked my own mind into believing that belief itself was not present. Now that the illusion has been revealed, I'm left believing that I can't know.
That way. So we're gonna head up. There we go. Really beautiful game, but damn if I'm not confused by things. I do like that it seems like it's open to interpretation to some point. Gotta be algae growing on it.
Truth must be compatible with itself based on a starting point I can't prove. I can't assert which dream is not a dream at all because they're all just dreams. Why not discover the dreams I can't control, rather than hiding portions of them away to let what I was certain of flourish?
Okay. So we're in a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream. Is that Leviathan? Are you Leviathan? Well, let us go on within Leviathan once more. So we are Jonah. It's a weird game.
One last look at my cage. One last dive into the abyss of negativity. A terrible world full of terrible people, yes, but that can be changed. Epistemic humility can regress to the deconstruction of stagnation. What I previously thought to be stagnation itself, the lack of any true knowledge, is simply the deconstruction of an anchor, freeing us to traverse the unexplored.
Yay. Damn, this whale has a big belly. Let's continue. So, what the hell, whale? What have you been eating, man? Right back into the
I swam the depths. I confronted the bottom of the redemptive checkmark. I was far more negative than those who still cling to certainty, but that's part of the progression. It's part of the broken progression. In this respect, we cannot improve without first deconstructing. Now, all that's left is to rise to the surface, board my vessel, and set sail for a new and terrifyingly uncertain world. The old city has called, and I wish that more would have the bravery to join me on my journey.
The fuck am I playing? So, what's the next chapter? Well. That was quite an echo. That explains so much, guys. Seriously, though, thank you for joining me for the Old City. Interesting game. Huh? Are we not over?